Welcome to 2.4, Writing Linear Equations. Today we're going to write an equation of a line given the slope and a point or a parallel or perpendicular line. We're going to start with a key concept. The slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is slope, b is the y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. Okay, so we're going to start with a slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. We know that m is negative 3/2, and we know that y is 1, and x is negative 4. So we can substitute those values in, and we can solve for b, or y-intercept. We're going to simplify. We get 6 plus b equals 1. We're going to subtract 6, and b equals negative 5. Therefore, the equation in slope-intercept form is y equals negative 3/2 x minus 5. Okay. Next one we're going to do is point-slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where m is slope, x1 and y1 are coordinate point on the line, and y and x is just y and x as in the axes. Okay, example 2, we're going to write an equation given 2 points. We're going to start with slope formula. So y2 is 5 minus minus 4, which is our y1, over negative 4 plus 1, because minus and negative becomes plus. And we're going to simplify, and we get negative 1/3. Then we're going to substitute into point-slope form. So y, we're going to choose that first point there, negative 1/4. Y minus 4 equals negative 1/3 times x plus 1. We're going to distribute. So we get y minus 4 equals negative 1/3 x minus 1/3. We're going to add 4 to both sides, and we get y equals negative 1/3 x plus 11/3. Here, our next example is a real-world situation. So as a salesperson, Eric is paid a daily salary plus commission. When his sales are $1,000, he makes $100. When his sales are $1,400, he makes $120. So we're going to write a linear equation to model this situation. We're going to let x be his sales and let y be the amount of money he makes. Use the points 1,100 and 1,400, 120 to make a graph to represent the situation. So here's our graph. We got the points 1,100 and then 1,400, 120. Okay, now we're going to find the slope formula. So we're going to do 120 minus 100 over 1,400 minus 1,000, which gives us a slope of 0.05. Okay, then what are Mr. Fu's daily salary and commission rate? So we're going to use point-slope form here. And we're going to pick one of the points. We're going to pick that first one, 1,100. So we're going to substitute into point-slope form. So it's y minus 100 equals 0.05 times the quantity x minus 1,000. Okay, next we distribute. So y minus 100 equals 0.05x minus 50. And then we're going to add 100 to both sides. So we get y equals 0.05x plus 50. So now we can find Mr. Fu's daily salary and commission rate. So the y-intercept of the line is 50, and the y-intercept represents the money Eric would make if he had no sales. So in other words, $50 is his daily salary. The slope of the line is 0.05. Since the slope is the coefficient of x, which is his sales, he makes 5% commission. So I was just breaking down that line that we created there. So how much would he make in a day if Mr. Fu's sales were $2,000? So the idea here is x is 2,000. So we're going to substitute 2,000 into our equation. So we do 0.05 times 2,000 plus 50, which gives us 100 plus 50, which is 150. So Mr. Fu would make $150 if his sales were $2,000 for that day. Our last example here, example 4, write an equation of a perpendicular line. So write an equation of the line that passes through negative 4, 3 and is perpendicular to the line whose equation is y equals negative 4x minus 1. So we're going to start with the slope. The slope of the given line here is negative 4. Since it's perpendicular, it's the opposite reciprocal. Therefore, the slope of our new line is 1/4. We're going to use point-slope form. We have the point negative 4, 3. The slope is 1/4. So we're going to substitute negative 4 for x1, 3 for y1, and 1/4 for m. We're going to distribute. So we get y minus 3 equals 1/4 x plus 1. Add 3 to both sides, we get 1/4 x plus 4. So that is our equation. And that is it for writing equations of a line. Good luck on the practice.